But I think it's so important to honor those who were enslaved. Now, that's not where our history began. Let's
Right.
let's make
Right.
that clear. But, those who did not have a voice deserve a voice right about now. And if someone is tired of hearing about those stories, okay, well, it's not for you. It's for those who need to hear these
Yes.
stories. And right about now in 2025, we need to continue to hear these stories.
To our next guest, Miss Malika Stevely.
Hey, Dr. Rhonda, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's
Good to
good.
see
That's
you again.
good. Malika, you have been just making all kinds of noise. I mean, I can't believe this is your debut novel and it's been doing so well.
It has, yeah. It's been a journey, and I've been enjoying the journey. It's been, and when you write a book, you have a specific uh, way that you're thinking that it's gonna go, and then sometimes it might take a turn. But in this case, it went a different way, but it went the best way possible. So I'm enjoying everyone that I've met so far throughout this journey, everything that I've learned. So, I mean, I am not complaining whatsoever about
And
any
why
of it. It's
should
a
you? I
happy
mean,
place.
not only is the book doing well, but you're winning awards. And I'm not even
Yeah.
just talking about my award. Yes, and I was
Exactly.
excited about that. I think you were one of the first people to enter the contest, and I had nothing to do with any of the judging. I compiled everything. I put it on social media so people could vote, and then I took the top winners and I sent them to the judges. It was an independent. And the judges didn't even know each other. So they didn't even have a chance to discuss the books amongst each other. So when they read the books, they scored the books based on their own opinions. They had nothing to do with anybody else. So that says a
Mhm.
lot about you and the great things that you're doing with this book. And I saw that Mark was on there. He said, "Hello, Malika,
Yes.
award
Hey,
winner,
Mark.
third place winner." So
Yeah.
I was just really excited with the way the contest worked this year. For it to be my
Mhm.
inaugural contest and for to get the caliber of books that we did, it was amazing.
Yes. It was, and I saw some of the books that were submitted, and I said, "Wow, look at this! This is, I mean, because just the fact there were so many dynamic authors with all of these fantastic stories to tell. I mean, it was just nice to be able to share this platform and this opportunity with them. So and I did want to thank the judges as well. One of them came to the event when you had the Black History Month literary weekend, and I had an opportunity to speak with him, and so yeah, I was just nothing more than grateful for that opportunity. So thank you for putting all of that together.
Oh no, thank you for being a part of it. I really appreciate that. And now, like I was saying though, this wasn't the only award that you won. You already even have a badge on your book itself, on your book cover, with another
Mhm.
award that you won. So tell me about that one.
Yeah, so this was for the International Book Awards, and I won. I was a finalist in the category of African American literature, and the next award that I won was also finalist um, in the I'm sorry, it'll come to me. I'm working on fumes right now. 3 hours of sleep. So it'll come to me. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Indie Awards. I'm sorry. It's the Indie Awards.
See,
Um,
you're doing your thing. Um, and now the book is an audiobook.
it is. It's an audiobook, and I could not be more excited about it. And this is what I've always wanted. I wanted to release the book and the audio book together. However, I needed it to be a specific way. The story takes place in Louisiana, in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I wanted to be able to find actors who can capture the accent, the dialect, the language of Louisiana Creole, also known as Corivini. And
Yeah.
so I was able to find some dynamic narrators for that. And so, yeah, they did a phenomenal job. I said, you know what, you guys, I will give you a little bit of creative control here and you just take it away. And they had such a good time with it. So anyone who can have the opportunity to listen to it, please do so. It's narrated by Kay Gervais
Okay.
and Cliff Saint Laurent. And Kay Gervais she is a beautiful narrator. I mean, everything that she puts her hands on, I mean, it just comes out just so fluidly, and she's just such a professional. And she lived in New Orleans for quite some time. She's a graduate
She's
of Xavier
graduate.
University. And then we have Cliff Saint Laurent, who is from Lafayette. So everything that he read, like he was able to be like, yep, that he could read my book and say, yep, that's correct. Yep. um,
So you
so
can't be mad at that.
exactly. So yeah, he's a actor, dancer, singer, producer.
Wow.
So yeah, he actually came to me and he wanted to do. I knew him before, so he helped with the dialogue coaching before, and so he came and he said that he wanted to help work on this project. I said, okay, dude,
Work on
have
it.
at
Okay.
it. So
Well, well, that's great that you were able to find so many supportive people to
mhm.
support this project.
Yeah, the for the audiobook, yes. And when I was writing the book in itself, and I was looking for a publisher at the time. And I was looking for well, multiple publishers, and I had one who, I knew that this one was going to work out. It was going to be perfect. And the editor came back and he said, yeah, I like the concept, but you need to go back and learn more about your history. Now, this
Oh,
is coming from someone who was not of my hue, right? So, and he proceeded to tell me, well, this wouldn't have happened and that wouldn't have happened, and so he was just very, and he was very nasty about it.
oh wow.
Yeah, I accept, any sort of constructive criticism. I'm never going to turn down free advice from a
Right,
professional.
right.
So I'm waiting for that to happen, and but instead he was just very negative about it. So I said, you know what? That just gives me confirmation that I need to release this book on my own. I can have
Mhm.
more creative control. I can do this and that. I can have control over what I want the cover to look like. So that's what I ended up doing. And that was the absolute best decision because this project was so near and dear to my heart. And just like the audiobook is just so near and dear to my heart. So I'm so happy that everything worked out the way that
And
it was
that everything
supposed
worked
to.
out the way. And I'm happy for you. So I'm excited about the book because you also participated in the sample chapter in the interactive book catalog. And
Hmm.
when I read just that sample chapter that you sent me, I was like, oh, I like this. And I'm from Louisiana myself. So when I see Louisiana stories done well, and I was just that one chapter kind of pulled me in because it was different. And the reason why I say it was different is because when we think of that era in time, we kind of think linearly. We don't think about people being able to be dressed up and going to galas and things like that. Like people who look like us did that. And it's not something that we fathom. So I was really glad that that was something that you were intentional about putting in the book.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. And I can recall even you know, some of the first stories that I read as a kid and about slavery. And I all I knew and all I read was about slaves being on plantations, you know, but I
Right,
didn't hear
right.
about slaves, you know, at universities, you know, building some of the buildings on university campuses. You know, I didn't hear about some of those who were rented to entertain others at different parties and who were able to roam around. So you know it
What was that movie that came out a couple of years ago? I keep forgetting the name of it. About the he was a
The
violinist.
violinist. Yeah, it'll come to me. But yeah, I mean, and that's one of them that I had later learned about. You
Hmm.
know, and there's been others. You know, there's one who was enslaved, but yet he was the first enslaved gentleman who was able to compose his own music and get it copywritten as someone who was enslaved. So, you know, so there's all of these stories that are just fascinating to me, and a lot of yeah, I used to hear a lot of, oh, well, that was so long ago. You know, we don't want to hear. You know, we're over it. We don't want to hear too much about our you know that side of our past. But I think it's so important to honor those who were enslaved. Now that's not where our history began. Let's
Right,
let's make
right.
that clear. But you know, those who did not have a voice deserve a voice right about now. You know, and if someone is tired of hearing about those stories, okay, well, it's not for you. It's for those who need to hear these
Yes.
stories. And right about now in 2025, we need to continue to hear these stories.